Hi, this is Wendy Gunn at yourhomeforgod.com, and I am the founder of this online coaching brand. And I want to talk to you today about your goals and possible goal of wanting to start your own online business. I am a, a an example of some of the things you shouldn't do, but I've learned a lot, and I want to share with you some tips for what to do and what not to do, and tell you a little bit of my story. And it started, I've actually been in the online world since 2009. Seems like an eternity ago. And I got into it because I really wanted to make a difference in this world. And an online business is a way to make a difference in this world. And if you're a Christian woman, mom, you can be a Christian entrepreneur and you can influence people all over the world. It's a pretty cool thing. And I got started. Let me just share a little bit of my story. Can I do that? I was on a missions trip to Mexico, and I didn't know anything about blogs or blogging, and nothing, virtually nothing. Back then it was a fairly new thing, and I didn't know anything about it. And we were down in Mexico, and there was a man who did know about the online world at that time, and he started just a blog to share our experiences and upload our photos for our families at home. And I really wanted to make an impact in the world and make a difference. And I'd been praying about what God wanted me to do after my kids graduated, which the last one graduated in 2007. And so I went home after this impact of seeing a blog started so easily, and also the impact of the Mexican family that were so missionary. They were missionaries and they were so gospel centered. And so I went home and started a blog in 2009. And over the years, I was doing ministry basically and learning to produce consistent content. I wrote something every day, put something on my blog every day, and for about 4 years. And then my family was going through some um, times of where we were needed with my mom, and who passed away in 2015. But the few years before that, I was needed more with her. I was also doing a lot of ministry in real life, and I had two grown children who were very busy, active with jobs and other things, but we kept track in 2012 and 13 of how many people we had come through our home. We did a lot of hospitality and ministry in those days, and the same people with multiple events. We had a couple of big events every month in our home, and we had a couples group, young couples group, that we fed a meal to on one Friday night a month for about 6 months. And then I organized a couples retreat conference, and we watched the Love and Respect DVDs, and I organized that, and my daughter helped with making the meal for 30 people once a month. Plus at that time, we had a group meeting from our church for a in-home church service once a month, and with a potluck following. And we kept track 2 years in a row, and we had over 400 people go through our house in those 2 years, each of those 2 years. And then my daughter moved out in 2014 and went to another state to be a nanny. And my mom was going downhill, and as I mentioned, she passed away in 2015. So between 2012 and 2016, I didn't add to that blog. I just let it continue. And after my mom passed away, the Lord began to prod me again. And the reason I'd started to blog in the first place and started an online business was because the Lord prompted me to do so. Has the Lord spoken to you? Have you ever heard that still small voice speaking to you? Have you ever, do you know that feeling when you just know the Lord is speaking and you have an urge, a prodding that you can't put your finger on, but it's not going away? I continued to have the prodding again to get back into blogging, but this time to have it be a business, because by the time that I was really doing research on this, it was very common to do a business online. So I began to research. Have you ever done any research on this subject? If you are interested in this subject, you probably have, because there is a lot out there that you can watch videos, you can read. There is much out there. But at that time, I did begin, and I was thinking a lot about it and praying. So I recommend the first things that you do if you are thinking about starting your own, building your own online business, is number one, pray. Pray and ask God, is this what you want me to do? And then number two, consider what your gifts and personality and temperament is, and what your gifts are, and what do you want to do, and how has God gifted you? What kind of interest do you have? And three, who is it that you would want to speak to? What's the topic? What is the passion that you have, the thing that you would most like to have your business be about? Do you have a skill? Do you have a hobby? Do you have knowledge in a certain area? Have you got a lot of experience in a specific area? Has God allowed you to accomplish success or accomplishments in a specific area? Think about these things and begin to take notes. And don't rush into it, but really try to listen to God about what it is that He's saying. As a Christian entrepreneur, God has a plan for giving you a desire to be an entrepreneur, to be in the online business world. God will open doors that you couldn't possibly imagine. He will bring into your life people that you couldn't have orchestrated, the connections that He will give you. So pray a lot and take notes and journal. Keep track of what is happening. It will be part of your story. I talk a lot about you are uniquely created. And God is going to use your unique story, the things you have experienced. He has a unique, one-of-a-kind message through you and your life. Is it going to be, number 5, is it going to be a family endeavor? Is it going to be an endeavor that you and your husband will collaborate on? Will you do it all? You need to put time into, you need to pray and think, and how much time do I have to give to this? You need to research and think and look at the other things and how busy you are already. You need to think about where you are right now in life. What stage of life are you at? if you are a wife and a mom, how old are your children? You need to think about that, because your priorities from God are first God, second your husband, and third your children. So you want to make sure that you are taking care of your responsibilities first, and then, is this something that God wants you to do, and how much time can you give to it? So these are some of the first questions that you will want to ask as you are thinking about, should I start and how should I build my online business?